Hey guys, what's up? It's Tara. So today's vlog is mostly just me kind of talking about my experience breaking my arm and sort of like how the past 6 weeks of my life have gone. And so yeah, it's been a little interesting. I live alone, so doing normal tasks has been a little gotta get a little creative. I've just been sort of viewing it as the universe kind of telling me to slow down and have patience. And so, yeah, here's how it happened. So I was at acro yoga, and it was like such a beautiful day, and I just had like a vegan potluck that morning, and I went to a handstand workshop the day before, so I was like super confident, like super stoked. And so I wanted to try something new, like with my friend Michelle. So she was like laying on her stomach and she had her arms like bent like 90 degrees. And I was holding onto the backs of her arms and I was doing a handstand. And so I started like slipping off of her a little bit. And so I like reached down and like caught myself. But when my hand hit the ground, like I just felt like this awful feeling in like my elbow area. And so I just immediately like rolled over on the ground and I was just like holding my arm and I was like, oh my gosh, like something's not right. And so Michelle was like, oh my gosh, like are you okay? Like do you want ice? And I was like, yeah, like I could use some ice. And I was trying not to make it like a big deal because I don't like, ruining people's day or like having them go out of their way for me. And I didn't want to like stop all the acro. And so so I'm just like laying there like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like I don't know. And so my friend Gabby watched the whole thing and like just like immediately called her dad. It was like, hey, like I'm pretty sure my friend just broke something, like what should we do? And he was like, yeah, just come to my office. And so they drove me to his office, and I was there for like 2 seconds. Like he looked at it and was like, you need to go to the ER. And I was like, okay. So we went to the ER and they just, oh my gosh, it was so, I have not been to an ER in so long, and I just forgot all the questions that they ask you, like so many that I just couldn't even, my mind was super like spaced out, and I was just freaking out, not freaking out, but just like didn't want to be there. And they're asking like my dad's birth year, and I'm like, I don't know. And so I got all that figured out, and then they took x-rays, and the nurse walked back in the room and she was just making this really awful face, and I was like, what does that mean? And she was like, you broke it. I was like, great. So they wrapped it up, and my mom came and picked me up. And I stayed with them for a night, and it was so painful, and sleeping was really hard, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, like I said, like I live by myself, so doing like random stuff has just been sort of interesting, like opening cans. I don't have like one of those like automatic can openers. I have one of the ones where you like clamp it on the side and then like twist it. And so that I have figured out. At first I was just like, I'm just not gonna eat chickpeas, like it's fine, I'll just go without them. But then I started running out of groceries because grocery shopping was really hard too. But I really wanted chickpeas. I have like a little addiction. It's fine. So okay, this is how you open a can one-handed. You take the can opener and you just puncture like every like centimeter, and you have to make sure all the punctures are like connected. And you just do that like the whole way around the can. And then you take it, you hold it in between your knees, and you get a fork, and then you just pry it open, and that's how you do it. It takes about like 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe not that long, but it takes a lot longer than a normal two-handed person would take to open a can. But this whole thing has like taught me like a lot of patience because everything just takes longer. And so like driving was weird because putting your blinker on is really hard, and it's like it's not like I couldn't, like I had to drive, and I wasn't about to like make someone drive me everywhere because I don't even think anyone would do that. And so, uh, like you gotta like make sure like everything's good around you, and then real quick just like hit it, and then you can switch lanes, and then like real quick like I don't. It was like turning off the blinker was harder because you have to like pull it up. I don't know. So there was that, and I feel like it made me like a more like cautious driver, honestly, because it's not like you can really like turn on the radio or like deal with that whole region of the car when you're just like holding on with one hand, So, yeah, that was weird, and like I almost got in an accident, not even my fault, but like I feel like I don't know, maybe if I had two hands, like I wouldn't have been paying that much attention, and I don't know. But anyways, so I was in my neighborhood, and we have like really like skinny streets, and there's always like delivery people or like workers or something, and so this car, it was like a flower delivery car, and it's going really slow and has its hazard lights on. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, like they just are looking for a house and they just want me to go around them. So like, okay, this is the flower delivery car, and then this is me. So I start to go around, and as soon as I like hit like right here, they start turning left. So I have to like one-handed like swerve to not get hit, and I went over this person's like driveway and then like went into a ditch. And so I was fine, my car was fine, but like the tires were just like up in the air and it was stuck in like mud. So I just, like I got out, and it was like this older woman, and she was freaking out, and I'm sure like seeing me with like my broken arm like didn't help the situation, and so she was just like, and I was like crying a little bit because I was just scared, and so I like emerged from the ditch, and she was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry, I thought my left turn signal was on. I was like, it's okay, like I think everything's fine, and she was just, like hugging me, but she was like, I can't help you. And I was like, okay, well, I'll figure it out, I guess. And so, she like delivered the flowers, and then she was kind of, like sticking around, seeing what I was gonna do. But I was literally just kind of like standing there because I was so like, I don't know what to do. Like I can't push it out. So, these two men stopped and like helped me and like pushed it out, and I was super grateful. But, yeah, I don't know. I really wish like I could have like read her mind when like she saw this like weird like rainbow broken child like pop out of the ditch. I don't know. I feel like no one's ever like expecting to see me, and then like I like turn a corner or something and they're like sensory overload. But especially babies. I like really freak out babies. But okay. Anyways. So another thing that was hard was chemistry lab. Like I'm in that right now, and so I have like a professor and like a TA. They really both don't care that I broke my arm. Like they just try to make me do everything like a normal human, which like, like I don't want to be treated like different or like I can't do something, but like sometimes I can't. So my professor, he's always like mad at me because my hair is down because I can't put up my hair with one hand, and so and he literally asks me every week what happened. So I've told him this story like 50 times. But he was like, hey, like you need to put your hair up. And I was like, or he asked if I had a hair tie. And I was like, hold up my wrist. Like, yeah, I got one, but like I can't do it myself. Like I can't put it up with one hand. He was like, oh, like, okay. And so he leaves. 5 minutes later, he comes back holding a hair tie. And he's like, hey, look, I got this for you. You can put your hair up now. And I was like, yeah, okay, like, thank you, but I cannot because I can't do it one-handed. And he was just like, who wants to do this girl's hair? And so this, like, random girl just, like, put my hair up, and I'm just sitting there like, this is fine. So, yeah, and then, like, I don't know, just, like, turning on, like, a Bunsen burner and, like, doing all that mess it's hard. But I have a partner, so that helps, but yeah, it was really funny. Like last week, halfway through, we've never done this before. They were like, oh my gosh, you guys need to be wearing lab coats. And I was like, okay, this is like middle of the semester. We've never worn those. And so there was like this whole closet out in the hallway full of lab coats. And so like the freaking sleeves were like bunched like a jacket or something. And so I have to like take off my sling, take off my jacket, put on this lab coat, try to like fit it over my cast, and this random guy is like helping me like shove it onto my arm. And so I like finally like get it on and have to like put my cast back on. For like what? We weren't even doing anything with chemicals, so I was like, why did we just have to do this? So I don't know. It was weird. Chemistry lab's weird, but yeah. I think that's like all like the weirdness that's happened since I broke my arm. It's out of the thing now. So I don't know if you can see these lovely like weird bruises that I have. It's super stiff. Like I can't move it past like this. And so I'm working on that and like my like wrist flexibility, and so I can't do yoga for another month. But it's okay. Like I really don't want to like re-injure anything, so I'm just going to be like super careful and like really take it slow getting back into it. And yeah, but it's been a weird time of life for sure. So I almost said, I was trying to say grateful and glad at the same time. So that's what that just was. But I'm really glad. What am I even glad about? That's what I was just, where is my mind right now? I'm glad that it wasn't worse because I didn't have to have surgery. I'm glad that the thing is off. And I am just, like just right now, just like be grateful for both of your hands, because it's really hard to wash your hair. It's really hard to cook. It's really hard to clean dishes. That's the hard. I don't have a dishwasher, so like it's like I would just put it in the sink and just like try to like do the best that I could, and it would be like splashing around everywhere, and I don't know. Just a mess. So just, right now, just give gratitude for both of your hands if you have them, and like any of your body parts that are like functioning really well, just be like, wow, good work, body. I am glad for you. Okay. Anyways, that is all I have to say, and I will see you guys soon.